according to modern physics, the universe may never have been supposed to exist at all. Everything around you, the stars, the planets, your own consciousness, may only exist because of an impossibly small imbalance created billions of years ago. In fact, according to some theories, the universe should have destroyed itself almost instantly after the Big Bang. There should have been no galaxies, no Earth, no life, and yet somehow, against almost every prediction, the universe survived, which raises one terrifying question. Why is there something instead of nothing? To understand why the universe may be impossible, we first have to understand something even stranger: nothingness. Most humans imagine nothing as empty space, a dark void stretching endlessly in every direction, but according to physics, even empty space is still something. True nothingness would mean no matter, no energy, no time, no light, no space itself. And strangely, many physicists believe this state should be far more natural than a universe existing at all. Because according to the laws of physics, matter and antimatter should have perfectly canceled each other out moments after the Big Bang. Reality itself should have disappeared before it ever truly began. And yet somehow, something survived. Scientists believe that in the first moments after the Big Bang, the universe was filled with nearly equal amounts of matter and antimatter. And according to physics, when matter and antimatter meet, they destroy each other instantly. Pure energy, nothing left behind, which means the early universe should have erased itself almost immediately after it was born. But for reasons that scientists still do not fully understand, a tiny imbalance appeared. For roughly every billion particles of antimatter, there were 1,000,000,001 particles of matter, an almost impossibly small difference. And after everything annihilated itself, that single remaining fraction became everything. Every galaxy, every star, every planet, every ocean, every human being who has ever lived, including you. Which means your entire existence may ultimately be the result of one microscopic imperfection in the earliest moments of the universe. A tiny error in reality itself. But the mystery does not stop there. Because when scientists look deeper than stars, deeper than galaxies, deeper than atoms themselves, reality becomes even stranger. At the smallest scales, the universe does not behave like the world humans experience every day. Particles can appear uncertain. Empty space can still contain energy, and things that seem solid are mostly made of emptiness. Even your own body. All of it is built from atoms that are almost entirely empty space. And yet somehow, it feels real. This is where the universe becomes difficult to explain, because reality is not as stable as it seems. It is not a simple machine. It is more like a strange, invisible ocean of probabilities, constantly shifting beneath the surface of everything humans think they understand. And the more scientists study reality, the stranger existence begins to feel. And maybe this is why the universe feels so difficult to understand. Because the human brain was never built for questions this large. It evolved for survival, for avoiding danger, for staying close to the tribe, for noticing movement in the dark, not for understanding infinity, not for understanding the beginning of time, not for understanding why anything exists at all. And yet somehow, humans became conscious enough to ask these questions anyway. A species that once gathered around firelight, now builds telescopes that look billions of years into the past. A species made from atoms, trying to understand where atoms came from. And when humans truly confront the scale of the universe, something strange happens psychologically. Ordinary problems begin to disappear, because compared to the cosmos, human life is unimaginably small. The observable universe contains billions of galaxies. Each galaxy contains billions of stars. And around many of those stars, there may be entire worlds no human being will ever see. The light from some galaxies has traveled for billions of years just to reach Earth, which means when humans look into deep space, they are looking backward through time itself, long before humans existed, long before civilization existed, possibly even before the Earth itself fully formed. And despite all of humanity's achievements, modern science still has no idea what most of the universe actually is. In fact, everything humans can see, touch, and understand appears to make up only a tiny fraction of reality. The rest is invisible. Dark matter, dark energy, forces humanity still barely understands. It means humans may only be experiencing a very small piece of existence itself, like ancient people standing beside the ocean, without realizing how deep it truly goes. Perhaps this is why humans have always been drawn to the stars, not because the universe makes people feel important, but because it reminds them how temporary everything is. For thousands of years, humans have looked upward searching for meaning. Ancient civilizations mapped the stars before they understood the earth beneath them. People crossed oceans guided only by distant lights in the sky. Entire religions, myths, and philosophies were born from humanity's attempt to understand what exists beyond the darkness above them. And even now, despite all of modern science, the universe remains mostly unknown. There may be realities humans will never fully understand, questions that may never have answers, and perhaps that uncertainty is part of what makes existence feel so emotional. Because somewhere inside every human mind is the awareness that life is temporary, that every person who has ever lived, every empire, every civilization, every memory exists only briefly against the scale of the cosmos. And yet humans continue searching anyway, because despite everything people still do not know, humans continue looking upward, wondering why any of this exists at all. And perhaps there is something deeply human about looking into an endless universe and still refusing to stop wondering. And maybe that is what makes us human.